Today I'm going to show you how to make hot chocolate bombs. You will need 200 grams of chocolate, ideally dark or milk, but you can use white, 6 teaspoons of hot chocolate powder, 20 grams of mini marshmallows, and you will also need a half spherical mould for the bombs. Make sure that it does fit into a mug though, I will say that. So firstly, we need to temper our chocolate. I have explained this in previous videos, so to be honest, I'm just going to insert the clip here from the previous video because I can't explain it any better. So with melting chocolate, what you're trying to achieve is the crystal structure inside the chocolate. So the way that chocolate, as you buy it from the supermarket, it's a certain crystal structure inside that makes it hard and shiny and the way that we like chocolate. If you melt it, and just melt it straight off high temperature, it breaks all those crystals down, and then when it reforms its crystals inside, it reforms to the easiest way, which isn't the crystal structure we want. We we want it nice and neatly blocked together, and the way that it will do is kind of messy, hence why if you just melt chocolate it won't set properly, so you can like pick it up and it melts in your hand and it doesn't become shiny. So the 3 different ways of melting chocolate is one, using like melting it to a certain temperature, using a marble board to cool it down. This kind of forces the chocolate to go in that structure. The second one is called seeding, where you melt about 75% of your chocolate to a certain temperature, drop it down to a temperature, add your chocolate, add the seeded kind of 25% that you reserve to it, and this basically says to the chocolate, this is your crystal structure you want to go to, and then I think you have to do a bit more after that. I've never done either of those melting of chocolates. I always like to do my cheat method via microwave, and the concept behind this is we don't let it go over 30 degrees, because if it goes over 30 degrees those crystal structures break down and it won't set properly. It's not the best way of doing it, so if you have a better way of doing it, if you're more comfortable with the better ways of melting chocolate, by all means go for it. I want to show you guys the easiest way of doing this, the simplest way of doing this, and the way of doing it without equipment, so then anybody can do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to chop your chocolate as fine as you can, pop it in a microwavable bowl, and then you're going to put that in the microwave for 30 seconds initially. Once 30 seconds is up, take it out of the microwave, give it a stir. It won't really be melted, but make sure you stir it. This is going to release some of that heat, which then makes sure that we don't go over that 30 degrees. And then 10-second blasts of time in the microwave. Stir after every 10 seconds. Once that chocolate has hit halfway melted, so it's nicely melting and you've got chunks inside, that's when we're going to stop microwaving it. And at that point you're going to stir. To stir it, that's going to help break down that chocolate, it's going to melt it, and it's going to help keep it under that 30 degrees. And then once it's all nicely stirred and nicely melted, once your chocolate is melted and tempered, you then want to coat the sides of your mould with your chocolate. I am using a flexible silicone mould, so I don't need to worry about greasing. If you are using a hard plastic mould, you will need to grease your mould first with a flavourless oil, so something like vegetable oil. And I coated 12 half spherical moulds because this recipe made 6 full hot chocolate bombs. Once they're coated, pop them in the fridge for about half an hour just to allow them to start to set. Then you want to take them out of the fridge and then just top up any holes or any thin parts of your outer shell. And again, pop that back in the fridge. You'll probably want to leave it for a good hour. Then once your chocolate spheres are set, you then want to just take them out of the mould. And then to half of the half balls, you want to add a teaspoon of hot chocolate powder and a good amount of mini marshmallows. Then, having just reheated the chocolate that we had left over, I'm then just going to add this to half of the moulds, the ones with the hot chocolate powder in, and then you want to stick one of the empty chocolate shells on top of it. Then with the remaining chocolate, I'm just going to seal the holes in the outer shell. If you don't seal them, you'll find that the hot chocolate powder falls out. So I just like to seal it and then use my finger just to run alongside it, just to kind of smooth it out. If you wanted to, you could melt like a white chocolate and drizzle it on the top. I just did kind of plain ones. Then to use your hot chocolate bombs, you want to warm some milk up. You can do it on the stove. I like to just pop it in a microwavable mug, pop it in the microwave and microwave it for like 30-second blasts until it's warm. Then add your hot chocolate bomb and you'll see the chocolate starts to melt, your marshmallows will pop out, and then just give it a really, really good stir until you have a nice hot chocolate. And there you have it. That's how you make hot chocolate bombs.